Hello everyone, it's time for another episode of the Underground Manga Initiative. Today I'll be talking about the manga Kari no Sashijin Keigaku, aka His Murder Scheme. Now this is a manga by the creator Mohiro Kito. He's also the creator of other mangas such as Naruto and Bokurano, and both of those series are infamous for being extremely dark and putting children/teenagers in violent and disturbing settings. I feel that more people talk about how disturbing and dark those series are instead of doing actual in-depth analysis of the manga because they aren't the type of manga that people actually read. It's just the type of, it's the type of series people keep talking about. It's like, oh, it's so dark, it's so disturbing, it's so edgy, but no one actually takes the time to sit down, read it, and analyze it, unfortunately. But if you want to know more about Mohiro Kito, that's what he specializes in. He specializes in writing stories involving children and writing them as adults in the sense that they casually murder, they have sex, they do drugs, they do stuff like that. A lot of them are sociopathic, and if they're not like that, their innocence gets corrupted by adults or other children. They get killed. He writes those disturbing stories, and I love it. I love creators like that. He's not afraid to kill off characters, no matter how young they are. He's not afraid to corrupt innocence. He's not afraid to do anything, not even taboo subjects like incest and stuff like that. I like him. He's really brave, but we need more creators like that. And by comparison, this manga is fairly tame. It is disturbing, but on a very, very subtle level. It involves the protagonist, Yasuhiro Takami, and his problem is that he's extremely bored with life. There's nothing to look forward to. He has an okay relationship with his family, but even then, they don't really bring him excitement. He's just bored. There's absolutely nothing for him to do with his life, and he doesn't know what to do about it. So one day he gets the bright idea to like, hey, you know what? Since I'm so bored, how about I kill someone? But it can't just be anyone. It has to be a complete stranger. He doesn't want to kill his family or friends, and that's not because of actual empathy, where it's like, I can't kill them. I'm so close to them. It's more like, well, if I kill my family, the news outlets are going to assume that I was abused by them. If I kill my friends, they're going to assume I was in an argument with them. And from there, you get a look into his mindset where he doesn't want to fit into the stereotypical view of a killer. He doesn't want to be that guy who was abused by his family. He was lonely, had no friends. He always had signs of being mentally disturbed, and that's why he killed this person. He wants to be a complete oddity. He just wants to be the type of person nobody would expect would become a murderer, which is why he only wants to kill a stranger. And even then, he has certain standards. He doesn't want to kill old people because they only have a few years left. He doesn't want to kill criminals because some people will see that as a good thing. He really doesn't know how he react to that. He doesn't want that. And he doesn't want to kill a celebrity because people would assume he was like this crazy fan or is super jealous of them. It has to be something completely neutral, something completely innocent, which is why he wants to kill a female child. Now, as we all know, children are seen as innately innocent, especially if they're female. So if he were to kill a female child, you wouldn't have people making up excuses as to why he killed her. It will confuse them, like, oh my god, how does this teenager just randomly kill a child? What's wrong with him? And that's when he begins stalking this little girl. He decides that she's going to be his target and that one day he will kill her. And he doesn't just stop at that, he wants to also improve his life to create a further contrast. So he begins to taking karate lessons, he begins taking piano lessons, he begins to study so he can get better grades, and he even gets a girlfriend. So basically his life is looking perfect. He has good grades, he's really talented, he has a girlfriend, and he even does community service around his neighborhood. So pretty much everyone likes him. He's like Light Yagami from Death Note, basically. I couldn't help but think of Light Yagami when I was reading this manga because both of them are kind of similar in the sense they're very sociopathic and they do have unique perspectives on murder. Yagami just believes in if someone is even slightly evil, it's okay to kill them if it's for the betterment of society. And what Yasuhiro's thing is that he wants to kill people not for the sake of society, but to get a reaction out of society. because he's just completely bored with life. He needs something that will add spice, something that will cause panic, drama, whatever. He needs something that will change his life forever. So that's why he wants to create this big contrast. The perfect high school student who has really good grades, he's handsome, he has the world, and he still chose to become a murderer. He doesn't want to fit into the typical description of murder. He doesn't want to be the archetypical lonely kid who one day kills someone. He just wants to be an oddity. He wants to be unique in a sense. That's what he wants out of life. And he creates that. And this I forgot to mention that this manga is only a one shot, so there was only a couple pages to read. I think it was only like 33 pages at most, and that's including ads. Because you know how some translators add these little ads to advertise their scanlation group. So really, it was only about 30 pages. To be honest, it was not that long. It was just a little one shot. And because of how short it is, I'm going to include spoilers because there's only so much to talk about. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, you might as well just click off the video right now because I have to describe how it ends because I really love the twist ending. I didn't see it coming. I don't think I did. I'm not sure I did because the first time I read it was a while ago. I did reread it like a year ago and I reread it again like just today so I can talk about it. But I wouldn't say the twist ending is too obvious. I'm not sure. It might be pretty obvious to some people, but I did like how it ended. So the story skips ahead to 1 year in the future, and he's completely content with his life. Every day thus far has been amazing, and he's following the girl to the park. He has studied her thoroughly. He knows almost everything about her. He knows her. I don't know if he knows her name or whatever, but he knows her daily routine. He's been stalking her off screen, apparently, and he follows her to the park and he's just getting ready to kill her. He has the knife in hand. He's slowly approaching her, and right when he's about to stab her, he gets stabbed by someone else. And that someone addresses him by name, implying that he was just like Yasuhiro, studying this random person so he could get ready to kill him one day. And the last page pretty much it implies that that guy was the boyfriend of some other random girl to make it even more obvious that this stranger was just like Yasuhiro, just a disturbed teenager who wanted to kill someone for no real reason. And that is the end of his murder scheme. So if this manga is for you, you should know if this manga is for you if you like character studies, dark psychological settings with teenagers. I particularly like stories for teenagers and children because with these type of seinen titles, this isn't seinen. This was actually published in Jump Square, making this a shonen, which is surprising. And this is I don't know. This really feels more like a seinen. I don't know why this is published in a shonen magazine, but again, this same magazine does publish other titles like Seraph of the End and Blue Exorcist, which are pretty kind of dark at moments. So. Yeah, but I do like, I like the character study of it. You get to see inside his mind about why he wants to kill someone, why he doesn't want to be part of society's description of a killer, how he wants to escape that, create excitement in his life. And that's how a lot of other killers think, especially when they're younger. They don't kill for a good reason. Not that there's really a good reason to kill except in self-defense, but he he doesn't kill out of malice or hatred, self-defense, anything like that. He kills just to get a reaction. He kills just to change up his life, and that's how a lot of younger killers think. I did enjoy that. Now, unfortunately, because of how short it is, it's not too in depth. You don't get to know too much about him. All you know that he's a sociopathic character in the sense that, yeah, even though he is allowed to get close to people and understand them and develop emotions for them, he doesn't have a problem with killing them because he doesn't see murder as a big deal, apparently. He doesn't once think about how killing someone will affect their friends and family. He just knows that, yeah, he'll probably be hated by society or whatever, but at least it will change his life up and it won't be boring anymore. And even on the last page, when he gets killed by the stranger, his monologue as he dies implies that he's happy he got killed because that teenager was just like him. He's going to be the next Yasuhiro or whatever. He's going continue on with his story. So even when he was killed, he didn't have a problem with it. He doesn't have any problems with murder. And I think that Yasuhiro was an interesting character to look at. He wasn't really deep. This narrative wasn't deep, but it was a nice little look inside the mind of a teenage killer. So if you like settings that are dark and psychological, particularly around children, I highly recommend you check out his murder scheme. It's only 30 pages to read. It does not take long. It only takes about 10 minutes at most to read. So I think it's worth your time. It's a nice little one shot. And that's all I have to say. It was a good manga, so please check it out. I will leave a link down below in the description. So yeah, I hope you have a good day and look out for my next video. Peace out.